The deep waters of Mobile Bay on Alabama's southern edge make for a busy port and a waypoint in America's original sin. 160 years ago, they took delivery of a shipment of people brought to this land chained up under the decks of a schooner called Clotilda to be sold as slaves.
Those people wasn't over there bothering anybody in Africa, but they needed people to work. It was like a
Lorna Wood's great-great-grandfather, Charlie Lewis, was part of the Clotilda's human cargo.
Everything they got, they had to fight for it. And today, we're still fighting for equal rights here in Alabama. Just take a walk downtown and see how many African Americans you see owning a business or they have anything that can say that's theirs.
I'm not going to see very many?
Not very many.
A business district largely closed due to a pandemic made it difficult to follow Lorna's instructions, but among the galleries and fountains of downtown Mobile there were clear signposts to a horrible past, from the slave market to the tree where a young and entirely innocent black man was lynched in the 1980s.
You see, here in the heart of the South, oftentimes the Confederacy is glorified. And it was a wonderful time where we sat on the veranda and we rocked in our chairs and we sat in the shade of the magnolia tree with the azaleas in bloom. But there was another side as well. There was a side that murdered, that raped, that assaulted people. And those sides together made up the Confederacy.
More than a century and a half since a civil war which ended slavery, this city is still reckoning with its past. In the wake of the Black Lives Matter protests, a statue of a Confederate admiral was taken down. And it is now many years since official segregation ended here, so African Americans in Alabama can pursue their ambitions in a way their ancestors could only dream of.
We need to be the senators and the city councilmen and the people in the White House, the advisors, the lawyers, the judges.
But for this politics student, there are new frustrations, while the same old fears persist.
This is our civil rights movement. That's how I feel about it.
But when you see Black Lives Matter written on company websites, in shop windows, was that an eye roll?
I feel that there has to be an understanding that this is more than just a saying. Being scared to send our husbands and our boyfriends and our sons, our brothers out in the world. That's what it's like. It's much deeper than just saying words. It's much deeper than that.
It's a matter of life and death.
It is.
The people who arrived in Mobile all those years ago in chains on the Clotilda are now buried in a cemetery on the edge of the city, a city still struggling with the legacy of what was done to them and hundreds of thousands like them. Geraint Vincent, News at 10, South Alabama.